name's Ursula Rakova, and I come from a small island in the Southwest Pacific, Carteret in Bougainville. It's a province of Papua New Guinea. And I work for a small organization. It's a local organization called Tulele Peisa, which means in our local vernacular, sailing the waves on our own.
What does the organization do?
Okay, Tulele Peisa basically focuses on mitigation and adaptation is our core functions of the organization. And our vision is basically to relocate 1,700 people from the atoll, from Carteret to mainland Bougainville, to safe and secure lands, areas because of climate change impacts, storm surges, king tides, strong currents, unpredictable weather changes, and basically this affects women and children.
So how has it affected women so far, and what has been done to support?
Women especially because there's loss of food. Women and children are hungry. They go without food, and sometimes if they are lucky, they can drink a coconut daily, but you know that cannot stand and sustain them for a long time. And you know our shorelines are decreasing, extremely decreasing. We have lost our food gardens due to the sea intruding into our food gardens. The wells that we used to drink from are now contaminated or salty, and so we cannot drink from those anymore. And when we talk about food security, there's basically no food security back on the island. And like as I'm talking to you, people are actually going hungry because there's hardly any food. There's no arable land that people can grow food in.
Have you been to the climate COP before?
I have been to 4 COPs. The first one I have attended was in Bali.
How have you seen climate COPs from when you started attending, dealing with this issue of your islands?
I think it has moved basically from, you know, it's just talk. It's talk. It's really nothing concrete is happening. You know, leaders are talking. There's hardly any participation by people who are actually affected. And you know, they are talking about a binding agreement. When are they going to sign this binding agreement? Because communities affected by climate change need to take these world leaders to task. Are you really discussing our future, or are you just discussing because you need to discuss? And so the COPs really need to, leaders really need to come with something very concrete.
They do. So what do you feel your organization is doing on the ground that is really impacting the people?
My organization, since 2009, we have moved families, and so far we have relocated 8 families. There's now a community of 101 people in our new community. We allocating land, 1 hectare each family. Each of the family have a house, semi-permanent. They have a water tank, and they are beginning to grow a lot of cash crops like cocoa and coconut. And so far we have rehabilitated our blocks. We've planted over 6,500 cocoa trees, as well as coconut trees. We are now growing a lot of food crops like cassava, kumara, yams, bananas. Um, and so we are sending a lot of these food crops back to our relatives on the island. So we are feeding our people back on the island. But we cannot continue to do that because it's expensive. We need a good transportation system so we can load more food to supply to our relatives on the island. We have also planted, we have a mini food forest. We've planted over 22,000 trees, hardwood, softwood, fruit trees, nut trees, palms. But we plan to plant 1 million trees in our new location.
So you're hoping that this COP will come out with what?
Yes. I'm hoping that there is 1.5 sticks on, and that leaders are committed to it. I also would like to see that gender is a specific article on its own, and that it's separated because it just doesn't cover women, it covers everybody. Men, women, and children. And it is about rights, human rights of everyone, and that everyone has the right to live on this earth. And if people have to move like my people, they have to move with dignity, and it shouldn't be taken away from them. Another thing I would like to see in this COP is loss and damage. And that people like us who are losing our homes are compensated because we did not create this to happen. Other people created it, and we are just suffering from the impacts of what other people have created. Because on my island, like when I was a small girl, we loved to swim in the sea. The sea is now turning against us. The sea that, we love and we would like to continue to live on is turning against us, and it's not fair. It's really unfair.